The manhunt continues as hundreds now look for Robert Card. 48 hours in, he could be in Canada, literally. We now know the names of all 18 victims, 14 to 76, and their families have been notified. Includes a 14-year-old bowler, a shipbuilder who loved playing the game of cornhole, and a sign language interpreter. As we told you earlier, the shelter-in-place order rescinded, except hunting is still prohibited in 4 towns. Businesses will reopen tomorrow. Chris is here. He just got back from northern Maine. Chris, we still don't know why, and I would think with a killer possibly still on the loose, that may be the most troubling question yet.
Yes, as a function of, was there more to his, his death purge? You know what I mean? Is there a second wave?
Will there be more?
If you go along, right, if you go along with the expert reckoning of his degree of illness, if it is true, as reported from people who were very familiar with him, that he said not only was he hearing voices, not only was he thinking about going after a military facility, but reportedly that he believed people had badmouthed him and that he had been jilted. Now, an expert once gave me a great tip. Don't try to make sense of what is coming from a sick mind. Okay, fair enough. But if this was about grievance, and as we were talking right before the hit, my friend, the idea that it was so overweighted male, right, that's for one of 3 reasons. 1, random. 2, because the population within the bowling alley was that overweighted male. Or 3, he was targeting males. And would that be consistent with the guys were insulting me at the bowling alley, which supposedly never happened? And that's what's so frightening about this. I know people have been very hyperactive on the police are screwing it up. I really don't believe that's fair. Understanding the end of the timeline, he had a head start, okay? They were overwhelmed by the first scene when they got there, okay? This isn't Fallujah, you know what I mean? You walk into a bowling alley, they probably saw a number of people they knew. And now you have to get to a secondary scene, and then you have to start the manhunt while you're locking down those 2 arenas, and you're setting up triage, and you're calling, it's a lot. So he had a head start. And you know the country very well. If you're from this place, Leland, somebody is going to have a very hard time finding you, let alone if you were a guy who supposedly has spent many years of his life walking your own property, which is like the size of a park.
Yeah. No, look, it is as rural as it gets, 12 million acres of forest. Trained survivalist, you can go north into the woods and disappear. Look, I agree with you when it comes to the police. The second part of that is this is not New York City. This isn't, suburban Chicago or something like that where you've got hundreds of officers who converge in a matter of minutes. This is small town. You have, a few officers on duty, maybe a couple of ambulances. It's a whole different world here. The only thing I can think about that community, I was down in Uvalde as well, where this was true. This is a much smaller town. Everybody knew somebody who was there. The heartbreak there is unfathomable. All right, we'll see you at the top of the hour, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah, we have some story at the top of the hour about a family that has their kid in critical condition. He was in there as one of the people who was victimized here. Second time the family has been victimized by a mass shooter. Second time. Same family.
Wow.
In Maine, of all places.
Wow. All right. We'll see you at the top of the hour. The stories never stop when situations like this. All right. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.